Hello and welcome, heroes, to the lower bracket finals of the Calling All Heroes Loadscreen Recall Minor 1. We're here with two incredible teams. We've got NYXL Academy. We've got Timeless Ethereal here fighting for their spot in the finals on the B stream, while currently in the A stream, you've got Rift Guardians and Dart Monkeys fighting for their lives in the upper bracket. Both these teams are looking to punch their ticket to the grand finals now, and really exciting to see both these teams. Some really prestigious names, some names that if you've bounced around the scene, you might recognize that we're seeing on the screen now. Names like Kindred, Bun, Wicca, Lizard, Wizard, Azure, and so many others. I'm so excited to be here. My name is K-Wing, and I am here with Biscuit. Biscuit, how are you doing?
Doing good. I'm very excited to watch the games right now. A little bit of a technical issue on my part, so I may not be able to join in person, but I'm extremely excited. These teams are like some of the best players in the world. This is like top level Overwatch that we're excited to see. Players like Asre, for example, I'm extremely happy to see them playing at such a high level.
Absolutely. NYXL Academy being a contenders team, and Timeless Ethereal being made up of like these pieces of really incredible teams, of incredible players. And we're starting off here on, we see on the screen Lijiang Tower, which I believe, I'm not sure if that's correct. We might be starting at Antarctic Peninsula, but I could also be wrong.
I mean, Lijiang Tower, I think it's gonna be one of the most fun maps to see. A lot of variety in like comps, right? Because you have, for example, like Night Garden, a really open map with a lot of sightlines, but then you have rooms like Control Room, right? So these are points that force the players to adapt in like such a way that is not easy at all. But it also brings like a lot of explosive play. If I'm not mistaken, these teams have played with each other before, so I want to see the adaptation between them as the maps go. So we're just trying to see here, and it is going to be Lijiang Tower.
And we have we're getting into this map, and we had a little bit of fooling, a little bit of tomfoolery between the two teams as we get into now the semifinals between these two teams, both looking for that spot in the grand finals. I said it wrong. It's not the lower bracket finals. It is the semifinals right now. All of these teams undefeated. Some of them had real tough matches the day before last, and looking to get that spot, that chance at a really sizable chunk of the prize pool, just getting themselves into the grand finals, and again face off against the winner of that Dart Monkeys game happening on the mainstream right now.
Right. And one thing that I want to talk about right now, I don't know what you may think. A lot of Junker Queen, of course, like an extremely broken character right now. A lot of decisions on the part of like the balancing team have made Junker Queen the prime brawl tank. And right now, I think on the side of NYXL Academy, I like the more hybrid comp. You have the Ashe to like bring that damage, like those tiny bits of damage, 75 damage for your Genji to dash in and your Junker Queen to just finish the job. And then Timeless Ethereal
Woo!
going to be more aggressive and a huge pick from the beginning.
That's an absolutely huge pick. Fred the Fish taking out their counterpart, and just the space being able to, that you can see Timeless Ethereal take off of that first pick. They're gonna rotate back to point after pushing in, not able to find a follow-up pick, but they're gonna capture the point just off of that. But NYXL Academy is going to be looking to re-engage quick. Big engage from Sawhill using that commanding shout, and Fred the Fish just cannot play the video game. These ashes are not very long for this world, but the picks coming in for NYXL Academy, and it'll be a quick recapture with some good-tempered aggression.
That is the kind of aggression that I think we're going to see a lot from the side of NYXL. When you have a Genji, every kill is confirmable, like all of them. A lot of aggression, and these teams are just made for it. This is like a match made in heaven. You know, you have your team just going in, quickly brawling, and every fight is going to be even shorter than the last. We're going to see Also, the beat coming up on the side of NYXL Academy, and a huge pick from the beginning with the Genji.
Already 2 picks, the deflected kill into Sawhill, and NYXL Academy quickly confirmed that fight.
A clean deflect from the side of the Genji on NYXL Academy. Really clean gameplay right now. NYXL Academy has the advantage here, but that's not to be taken lightly. They can still win. Timeless Ethereal right now with a Pulse Bomb coming in, and with the level of play from this Tracer on the side of Timeless Ethereal, that is just going to be big. We see Jungle Queen going in already.
There's that first pick again. It's WSPS going down. And now you have a huge ante. The beat has to come in to counteract that ultimate from the Junker Queen, who's just charging up the next ultimate so fast. The blade coming out from Bun, but they're going to get booped away. They can't even survive. They're going to try and get some slashes, and Lizard Wizard goes for a very scary beat there, able to get it up and able to keep Timeless Ethereal up and active. Still going at it. Bun's going to be able to find the first pick. The Bob is still on the field, able to get 1 pick, even while Fred the Fish is not there. But at the end of the day, the Bob is going to be putting some pressure onto this point, but will jump away in the end.
That fight was pretty long from what I'm seeing. And NYXL Academy, you know, not to call it off for Timeless Ethereal, but right now, with the Bob, with the Junker Queen ult on the side of NYXL Academy, that is going to be almost a guaranteed fight. But the Lucio caught straight.
Wicca gets caught out, gets hacked by the Sombra, and just found out. Lizard Wizard going to find another pick, and Timeless Ethereal going to roll that 1 positioning error and that 1 surprise hack from Fred the Fish with a great swap to the Sombra, turning that into reinvigorated hope for Timeless.
Timeless is doing really good, considering they won a fight off of a single mistake, and that's what makes your average ranked match so different from top play, right? And that makes it even more entertaining. And NYXL Academy did use the Bob during that push, so it makes this fight a little harder when you're going against their own Rampage on the side of Timeless, and a big Pulse Bomb that could get 2 picks, 1 pick, even just a single one is going to be massive value, right? So right now, NYXL Academy trying to get into position, getting probably ready for one of the Rampages. The Pulse Bomb doesn't fight anything though.
Yeah, the Rampage is going to go in. It's going to find onto Kindred, but 2 picks is all they need. Some picks going to come in from WSPS, not able to find anything else, but 3 again from this Ashe, still not enough, and Timeless Ethereal holding on, and they have those support ults coming up, so scary now for NYXL.
It's just scary, and right now the way that they held on to the point, if you're New York Excelsior here, I think you're a little scared that we're going to see a bit of a rampage going on here.
Oh, that's big there. Bun with the blade trying to keep a hold on for NYXL Academy. This is their last big chance now, but Sawhill's on a rampage. The carnage, the kills, all going the way of Timeless Ethereal. They're gonna need to touch the point. They only have the beat.
Aggressive play, and right now the Lucio's gonna be the one to try and have to touch here. Junker Queen's gonna have to be boosted back in, but they do have the beat, and Timeless Ethereal has nothing right now. And we see it used for the sustain going into Sombra, getting a big hack on the Junker Queen.
Big EMP coming out from Timeless, but they're going to have the beat from Lizard Wizard to keep all them up to sustain some big aggression. 2 picks now coming in from NYXL. If they want it, they gotta come and take it, but it's all for nothing. Azure has the chance, but so low on HP, no abilities, no chance. NYXL Academy flip the point and will take our first sub-map 99 to 100. So incredibly neck and neck the entire time.
Right? Like, the amount of aggression, how games change that quickly, right? Like, we have NYXL just, like, really winning at the beginning, dominating, then Timeless Ethereal just, you know, through stable play, just making good micro decisions. They make this game just go up to 99, right? So right now we're going to see a bit of the stats on Ashe here on screen. Just incredible players right now, making big even a single ultimate. That fight, in my opinion, was decided by the Lucio on the side of NYXL Academy. Like, just showing that they are able to handle their ultimates. They know how to go in and where to go in, right? Good fights overall, and I think this is setting the pace for the rest of the match. 99 to 100. I think these teams are really evenly matched, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of a more brawly comp here. NYXL Academy choosing to stay on the Genji, on the Ashe, but Timeless Ethereal just trying to sustain with the Ramacha with the BAP. It's really hard to kill a support that has that immortality field, and then he heals 100 on a single burst, and then he can kill you back. So I think Timeless Ethereal trying to stabilize, just playing a slower game over here. However, NYXL Academy is not going to give them that much of a chance here.
No, Timeless Ethereal are going to go right in. That Kiriko going to go very, very low, but Sawhill needs to be so close, living on a razor's edge here. The Immortality Tooth has to come out to keep them up, but Fred the Fish, the DPS, they're fundamental. Their midline is falling apart, and Sawhill will eventually go, but Hun is going to fall. That might be a bit of a reversal now for Timeless Ethereal, but no, you lose that Baptiste, you lose the game, and eventually Timeless Ethereal are going to get caught out in a really unfortunate position. If they get picked here, that might be real bad.
If I may bring our attention to the ultimate meter on the side of Timeless Ethereal, already on the Ramatra 92, but big Rampage already, ult versus ult here.
Huge Rampage, just gets so many on that pick, just jumping in right through the choke, getting 3, and now it's Wicca gonna have to play very, very scared around everyone else, as Wicca's boost could be deadly there. This Lucio is hunting for blood, can't find any, but now coming onto this point, the time ticking up every second for NYXL Academy, even as these picks come in for Timeless, just the percentage ticking is worth it for them to stall out to the last single person. Bun's gonna get the pick onto Cal though, which could be good for a re-engage.
Really good, and I'm happy that I wasn't right and it was an ult versus ult. Right now, Timeless just saving those ults and just knowing that they can win the next one, but it's gonna be hard to win against the Kitsune Rush and that massive beat that we have on the side of NYXL Academy. We see the positions trying to take place. Ramacha a little bit caught out here, some poke going on here. Oh, the Blizzard comes out already.
Oh, that was such a huge wall there from Azure, blocking the Bob from going right into the back line. There's the blade from Bun jumping in, getting one pick onto Fred, but Wizard with the beat. Even then, it's still not enough. A lot of ults getting used for NYXL Academy to try and keep this point in their favor. Now it's Sawhill on the Ramatra, just coming up and delivering a right hook to Orion, finished off by Cal, and you lose that Kiriko, that main support. You really aren't going to get much more. NYXL Academy, of course, going to stagger out to the last person on this point. Going to try and draw out any ults like that ult from Fred the Fish, but it's still going to not be enough, though. It's close, though. Bringing it back, Wisp are going to get taken down, and eventually the point flipping over to Timeless.
Really clean, and Timeless Ethereal, I believe they have to thank Lizard Wizard for the amount of work that they did there. Really clean. The Lucy just getting over 4 kills in like a couple of minutes, right? So you can see that at this level of play, supports are not only there to help you out, they're there to kill the other team, right? I really like the amount of aggression here, and we're gonna be seeing a window that can set the tempo for Timeless Ethereal. They can hold this little ramp with the window. When everyone does double damage, I don't think you want to go in there. However, the Junker Queen's looking probably for a knife here. Not getting it quite yet, however, they are slowly getting there. Timeless Ethereal trying to poke, trying to do something about it. They cannot just let them in for free.
Wicca.
However, we see the window come out.
Wicca getting taken out by Fred the Fish. That early pick coming in. We've seen Wicca get a little bit too aggressive a few times, sometimes cost their team. Kindred will find an answer, though, and with some big ults, NYXL Academy are going to take this point.
Hey, a little bit of ults that had to be committed. However, if you get the point, I think it's absolutely worth it. And then on the part of Timeless Ethereal, I believe that is going to play a little bit in their favor. We have the beat already on deck, and we're going to be seeing the Annihilation, that amazing ultimate that is able to take points so easily, right? We also have the Blizzard, so we have to watch out for Timeless Ethereal here. It looks like it's on the point. It's in the favor of NYXL, but that does not mean things are done yet. On the Hanzo already.
There's the Kitsune Rush just taking out Azure immediately. Wisp getting that final blow. There's just the block, just trying to pump in as much damage. Bun with the blade and a sliver of HP, trying to keep themselves alive, trying to get this point for NYXL Academy, but it's going to get flipped to Timeless, and Sawhill's going to take a few ults, a few kills. Incredible.
Sawhill completely enabled by the Baptiste and the Immortality Field. Such a clutch ability. And that's what, oh, and Pick already playing aggressive, already in their spawn. And Timeless Ethereal right now, playing extremely aggressive.
That's absolutely so smart there from Timeless, just trying to not even let them get a touch. They will, but with Cal getting 2 picks in the early game, you can't do anything for NYXL. The beat just has to be used to survive the Blizzard. And once they're there, they have no resources left in a timeless Ethereal, bringing us to round 3 with another 199. These two teams are not giving the other an inch.
Right, that is what I was talking about earlier, right, K-Wing? We see NYXL and Timeless just brawling it out 99 to 100, 99 to 100, and I believe that is going to be how the set is going to work from now on. NYXL is pretty confident in their comp right now. We're only seeing one of the DPSs switching in and out depending on the situation. We go from a Genji to a Symmetra, which is going to make it a lot more defensive right now, and then we're going to be seeing basically a mirror match right now. The Symmetra able to hold on points so perfectly, and the Junker Queen just so much health, so much damage. That Rampage is so important, although I really like the Kiriko right now. The Kiriko inside of both teams just making sure that the Rampage will not be able to get any of the value that it is expected to get, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of a slow approach towards the point. NYXL did switch to the Genji, and then we're going to be seeing double flanker on the side of Timeless Ethereal. Really aggressive play right now.
Yeah, Fred the Fish on the Sombra needs to be the difference maker, as he's sacrificing a lot of that constant potential of damage for some potential really good hacks. And we've seen Fred the Fish play very, very well around those hacks, as well as the entirety of Timeless Ethereal, but now coming into this fight, you've got an easy early pick from Fun, taking out Fred the Fish. The DPS of Timeless Ethereal are gone, and the rest of the team will surely follow shortly after, with what might be a late pick onto Cal, but they will slip away.
And Bun with the Genji just made an absolute difference, a world of difference. Like, just getting an early pick means that Timeless Ethereal cannot set up whenever they want. So, now we're going to be seeing Timeless Ethereal deciding to get off of the Sombra, switching onto the Ashe. Again, one of the things that she's able to do is setting up Bob on point. If you have a Bob, you can basically win every fight, but that Dynamite is also so good. And the Coach Gun may be able to help you out against the Bun, although it looks like he's already down.
Yeah, Bun just going in a bit too deep, getting caught out by Timeless, not able to confirm any kills and gonna give their life for it. Commanding Shout getting used by Kindred just to try and get out, but they cannot escape the blinks of Azure. Timeless Ethereal will flip the point.
Kindred trying to get out, but it's just so hard. A small mistake on the side of Timeless Ethereal, maybe a little bit of an overextension, a centimeter that you're forward, and then you're already down. Like, Timeless Ethereal just taking advantage of all of these little mistakes that they're doing. And Timeless Ethereal getting ready on the Kitsune Rush. We're also going to be seeing Bob on the side of the Ashe, and NYXL Academy at the altar coming out.
Really aggressive ults here, but it's all NYXL Academy. They're dropping 3 ults into this, and just demolishing Timeless in an incredibly quick fight, matched in ults by Timeless, though.
You would think that the fight would last longer, right? With the amount of ults that were committed, but it was over in a flash. NYXL Academy also having their own Rampage on deck, which, not to be pessimistic, but it's going to be really hard to win against a whole wide team ultimate that is able to just anti you, right? Then, I don't know, NYXL Academy looks really confident at this point, but we cannot count them out. And we do have the Bob on deck, which is going to be coming into play real soon.
Yeah, they need to try and save this, save the Suzu from Kiriko, but the Kiriko is gone. They can't do anything. Picks being traded in and out for both these teams. Point getting pressured out, but the Rampage getting thrown in from Kindred. Kindred says it's winnable and is gonna try and prove it themselves. Lizard Wizard is so low. If they can get taken out by Kindred, it might just all be over, but Kindred will go down, and it might have been an overcommit there from Kindred to try and bring out this Rampage so late in the game. No, they're not gonna be able to flip the point.
Won't be able to flip the point, but it was such a good play at the beginning, right? And we see the pulse come out, no big picks come out of it. However, that is an ult committed and one less for Timeless Ethereal. Kindred making a bit of a mistake. However, that does not matter right now. You have to keep your head in the rest of the game, right? You have your Kitsune Rush, you have your beat coming up, so every fight is winnable. And then Timeless Ethereal does not have any ults right now to absolutely just stop you. So NYXL Academy can get in here. So if there's a will, there's a way. So we have the Kitsune Rush probably going to be coming into play real soon, and just as I say it.
There you go, absolutely. This Kitsune Rush unmatched by any ultimate on Timeless Ethereal. They don't have anything, and so Wisp is going to be able to just take out Fred the Fish. The space that they can take is so hard, and it's the catch-22 here. you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. You either step onto the point where the Kitsune Rush is, or you just lose the point. Now they have the Kitsune Rush to the beat of their own time with Ethereal to try and keep it going, and they're going to be able to get these picks and seal the deal. But the question is, was it too big of an investment? Both those support ults coming out, and NYXL Academy has 2 of their own coming up. But no, it's turning around. Kindred gets the kill from Gracie onto Fred the Fish. Bun takes out Cal. It might be turning around. NYXL Academy have just turned this around. How have they done this? They've got it. They've got the first map off of some heroic plays from Kindred.
I don't know how you felt about it, but it felt like the fight was like flipped 30 times. Like first NYXL is winning with the Kitsune, then Timeless Ethereal manages to stabilize, then NYXL is winning, then Timeless and NYXL. Such a crazy fight, right? Like so many things coming into play. However, NYXL does manage to get the best out of Timeless Ethereal on this occasion. That was a really close game. I'm extremely happy with the result here. This is the kind of play that, as I'm saying, you're going to be seeing on this set. Back and forward, back and forward. And NYXL, though, I do believe that on the third point, looking a little bit more dominant than in the other ones. I really like the team comms, the ult usage, a lot of good things on the side of NYXL.
Yeah, there was a lot of incredible ult usage. We saw that in that play of the game from Wicca with a just fight-turning beat, able to just completely change the entire trajectory of that fight. And going forward for Timeless Ethereal, you have to capitalize on those small mistakes more. We have seen a few of them. We've seen a lot of times it's some of these players going in just a bit too aggressive, going in and pushing in, and those first early picks, ones that we saw on our third sub map onto Bun, when Bun tried to jump onto the bridge and just kind of got caught out, was not able to escape over the wall and to cover quick enough, or the one onto Wicca on our first sub map where they just got hacked by the Sombra and were completely stuck, unable to wall ride or even go a little bit faster with the speed boost. They were just stuck there. These mistakes are what change fights, and these fights are what change games. And we just see what that can enable as well, with Wisp taking so much more damage than Fred the Fish, but Fred the Fish taking just a lot more eliminations and final blows per 10 than Wisp.
Right, and both of these players, they have different stats because the roles on the team may be different, right? For example, you can see Wisps maybe doing more damage in order to enable their own tank. Like when you're playing with Junker Queen, you have a really big target to shoot. But she's also able to dish out a lot of damage, a lot of punishment for the mistakes that you do, right? So as long as you're able to enable your own tank, I think you have a really big advantage here. Fred the Fish obviously able to have more eliminations. That means that they're able to confirm kills that might be slipping off the grasp more on the side of Wisps, but every DPS has their own role. Like for example, the dynamite on Ash, that kind of dynamite just kind of makes you stop, right? It like stops you dead on your tracks. That's 70 damage that you have to respect. You cannot just leave. You cannot just go in when you're burning. So I believe that on the side of both teams, there's a lot of aggression. But ultimately, there are micro decisions that are taken that might affect the match more positively on the side of NYXL. One of the only blunders that we were able to see, because it's a team that is definitely not wanting to give a single inch, was when Kindred used their solo ult thinking the fight was winnable. However, those small plays sometimes can go wrong. But when they go right, I think they're just able to change the game entirely. So really good play that we saw here right now. I'm extremely happy with both of these teams. I don't know about you. The fights were so frantic, so quick, right? A lot of things happening, but clearly right now NYXL getting the better of Timeless Ethereal. However, that does not mean that Timeless Ethereal is not going to be putting a fight back. As we saw, the fights are extremely close right now. So if we go to a point that Timeless Ethereal is planning on playing, and I believe that they'll have a strat ready right now. What do you think they're gonna go for? What map do you think suits better their playstyle going next?
Well, I'm going to reach into my psychic senses and go Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
Absolutely.
Just trying to get that out before I saw the map set. I will admit, I didn't just completely psychically predict that they were going to Hollywood. I actually saw on the site that we were given that we're going to Hollywood now, which is a really interesting choice here for Timeless Ethereal, as Hollywood is not usually what one would think of as being really conducive to that Junker Queen style of play. It's more conducive to your Winston dives, taking out your Genji and just jumping in, diving onto your opponent's backline.
Right, a lot of different play right now. Control maps are obviously like more geared towards brawl, a lot of more close range things, more stabilizing your Babs, your Kirikos, just going slow, right? But here, it's all about going in, taking a pick, winning the rest. If you don't get it, then it's a do or die situation, right? So I think Hollywood will be able to bring out the coordination in these teams because dive is all about that. How quickly can you take a pick? How can you punish slow mistakes or like small mistakes that are happening in positioning? Like these kinds of maps are what makes me feel like Overwatch is such a completely different game to like other shooters, right? So right now, I'm really excited to see what they're able to do in Hollywood. A lot of high ground. So I believe that players like a Bun will be having a bit of a field day right now. Just yeah, using that mobility that they're able to have vertically. They have their monkey, for example. So I'm excited to see the team comp right now.
Yeah, and also an update on what's currently happening in the A stream. You have Rift Guardians up 1-0 over the Dart Monkeys, taking them now to their second map of Kings Row, where the Rift Guardians are currently pushing through street space with about 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Dart Monkeys trying to put a stop to them. Really, really exciting for both these teams, and it looks neck and neck for all of them. I mean, we saw yesterday just how close all of these teams are throughout the entire Calling All Heroes circuit, with just how many 3-2s there were. I don't know if you saw the tweet coming out from Bailey from Pizza Penguin, with just the picture of the bracket, and I think it was 3 of the 4 games yesterday went to a map 5, which is incredible, and it just shows you both the skill that's on display here, but also the desire of just how much these guys really want to win this and how much they want to just get in and take everything. And am I wrong, or are we on the Halloween map of...
I may be hallucinating, but I do believe that this is a Halloween map. Uh,
I'm here for the
if there are any variations?
Neat. Anyway, but we're getting into this Assemble Heroes phase. We're getting into see the team comps. What is Timeless Ethereal? What are they cooking? They're cooking up the dive comp, and we see Dare We Dream, Orion on the Life Weaver. Do we think that's gonna stay, or do we think that is just that they're just fishing for some they're just fishing for some laughs here, calling it bait?
I am kind of confused if I'm honest with you. Live Weaver definitely not the strongest hero right now. But if they do it, Live Weaver will be able to, for example, correct some of the mistakes that may happen on the side of NYXL Academy. For example, you have on the side of on the side of oh yeah, Live Weaver's gone. Let's not talk about it right now.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about the Live Weaver incident. Although right now, we were a little wrong, I believe, K-Wing. We're not going to be seeing a monkey on the side of NYXL, but we will be seeing Bun on the Genji once again. Going to be able to abuse a lot of that mobility that is able to be had. And Timeless Ethereal picking a more defensive core. Like, their Genji's looking for a dive right now, but I don't think they are going to be ready for the Brigida Ana combo. A really good defensive moment, and right now, Bun just being sneaky, trying to get into objective. Junker Queen contesting the point right now on the monkey. Ash able to get a lot of damage on the sports.
Yeah, and really great protection there. Not going to be able to keep themselves safe for long. Wisp gets the boop onto Sawhill, just sends them right away, but going to get taken out very, very quickly by Azure, and now Azure free to go on the prowl onto just so much damage, and now That's not good there for Kindred. Going to get themselves some healing, but going to get themselves so staggered out by like 15 seconds there. A lot of time lost from NYXL Academy's time bank.
Right, and this is one of the things that I was trying to discuss when it comes to like seeing Winston on dive maps, right? Like you see a support that is out of position, then you go in on them, just punish them for their mistakes. And right now, NYXL Academy, however, putting some numbers on the board, taking out Ethereal's own Ash right now. May trying to anchor a point, and the Nano coming out.
Yeah, huge there, and there goes the Primal Rage. Orion goes down. That might be the turnaround now for Timeless Ethereal. Just going on a rampage is Sahil, picking up 3 before the day is done, making it 4, nearly picking up the 8. And NYXL Academy, their time is half gone, and maybe their hope is all gone.
Leading up on the Winston, did you see just keeping themselves on top of the supports, on the DPS, just giving so much damage. And when they pop that primal ultimate, they just have 1,000 HP. How do you burn through 1,000 HP when you are only having like Ash May, right? So that's one of the things that they're going to be having in their own toolshed. Although right now, NYXL Academy going through a little bit of a rough moment. However, it looks like they're going to be able to stabilize with a kill on the Joker Queen.
They're burning a lot of ults right now. They really think that this is their time. They have to do it here. Fred the Fish using the EMP, just bursting down so much, dishing out the damage. Timeless Ethereal once again repel the attack from NYXL and keep themselves in control here.
Right, such an aggressive fight. Like, I feel like it was over before it really started. The Bobs really just coming out and canceling a lot of the things that were supposed to happen, in my opinion. The Nano, although on the side of Timeless Ethereal, I think they're gonna be using it on the Monkey, and just as I say it.
Oh, that's really good there. Really good early engage. Timeless Ethereal they had to have tracked those ultimates, that they had the Blizzard, they had the Kitsune Rush. NYXL Academy, though, is able to throw in the Blizzard to zone away. Sahil tries to jump away, but just gets frozen up, and it's all they need. Now the engage coming in, though, even up, this could be enough for them to re-engage. The Kitsune Rush has to come in, a huge commitment from Orion. They'll shore up, they'll get to Street Space, but a huge commitment from NYXL Academy using that Kitsune Rush.
I believe that it was not an overcommitment though. It's really necessary when you have like the tank and the supports and the DPS coming in, right? When you're on the side of NYXL Academy, you just want to get that point already. Timeless Ethereal are showing you that they are able to anchor it down, like they're gonna be able to recontest it too. So a couple of things have to be used in order to just make sure that things are going to be kept held down, right? So right now, a little bit of the Ash Wars over here. The Monkey just being a little annoying and just keeping off the Ash right now. The teams are in an equal fight, but the Primal is being popped out here.
Yeah, Sahil going into the backline, but not able to get as much damage as they did on their first Primal. And it was a very good choice there, as they were able to, NYXL Academy, get onto this high ground, which is so hard to push on normal Hollywood maps. They're able to get a foothold onto the high ground, which is so pivotal when you're talking about pushing into the later phases of this map. And now as we look into the next fight, as into this upcoming fight here, as the engage comes in, Sahil just cannot get a good dive in with how much boobs are coming in on top of them. Sahil gonna get burst down with everybody's help from NYXL Academy. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to take down a Winston, apparently, as NYXL Academy coming up on a lot of ults, looking to just snowball their way through this, as again, Timeless Ethereal just packing up time and time again, just trying to keep themselves alive, and that was a huge jump from Kindred, and another just huge ult commit coming in, and NYXL Academy getting pick after pick after pick. Wizard, though, might be able to turn this around with those 2 picks on the brig. The Kitsune Rush looking to seal it off for NYXL Academy. Sahil getting Nano, jumping into the backline, taking out Orion. That's huge, and Sahil picking up 2 to end this fight and keep NYXL Academy in their box.
that is just going to be a little bit of bad news on the side of NYXL Academy, believing that they were going to win the point. They used more ultimates than I believe they should have. You no longer have your beat that is going to be able to come up on time, although it might be possible, and you only really have your Blizzard. So when you have that going up against a soon-to-be Primal and a Bob, that's just going to be intimidating. And a huge anti, but it gets cleansed. You don't have cleanse for this fight, though.
That's huge. There comes the Blizzard right on top of everything, but with how mobile Timeless Ethereal's comp is, it's not too much of a fear for them. But the dive coming in from Sawhill, especially jumping and diving them and taking them into this side room is scary. This Lucio is getting knocked about 9 ways to Sunday, and Azure is picking up all the kills, sealing it off there at 114 meters. And Timeless Ethereal, they have their box of victory, and they have a completely different narrative from what we saw in Control.
And I have to shout out Sawhill. The dives that they were able to just put out on the bar, for example. I mean, you saw the monkey just jumping into 4 people, right? And just disrupting, launching people around. The Lucio not able to come back to their team and pump out the healing. Maybe you could do some more damage, enable the speed. Like, this is the amount of things that are changing right now. With just a difference in map is what is going to be the difference. What's going to be the factor in what team is going to end up winning. Timeless Ethereal showing that they are able to punish the smallest of mistakes. Like you lag out a little. Let's say that you lag a little bit on your rotation. Sawhill is on top of you. Then you have a big anti. Then you have a break just not letting you kill anyone. Timeless Ethereal just showing that they are able to play extremely defensive, and right now I believe that they're going to stay on the same comp, double flanker, which is going to be such an annoying thing to deal with, right, if you're a support player. And we see some stats here on the side of Lizard Wizard doing a really good job right now, 6,000 healing already, just able to pump out a lot of damage and a lot of healing. NYXL, though, are going to be staying on the same comp. Do you think, what do you think about this switch? Well, not switch, just staying on this comp.
I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm going to say the stat that I saw most incredibly there for Lizard Wizard was 0 deaths. Lizard Wizard has not died the entire time. If you're looking for a reason that NYXL Academy struggled there, that is one in bright, big, glowing neon letters that Lizard Wizard has not died yet. That is huge there. Lizard Wizard has done such a good job at staying alive and just providing utility, because that's what Brig does, provide so much utility by staying alive. And now
big anti,
really huge anti, gonna get cleansed immediately by Cal, but the ult charge is still there, and that's huge there. Kindred just gets taken out early, and Timeless Ethereal are not looking good. They're going to have to back up, or sorry, that is NYXL Academy. Got the names at the bottom mixed up, but a very quick take of the first point coming in from Timeless, contrasting with a very short take, a very long take, pardon, of that first point. And oh, that's not great. Now NYXL Academy are caught out with their pants down, as it were, but Wisp says it's not, and it ain't no thing, says Wisp, as they're just able to push right through, get 2 picks, and now they're holding at the spawn, and NYXL Academy can take this early high ground that I was talking about that Timeless Ethereal could not.
Stagger after stagger right now. Just the battle of like small picks going on with Wisps making such a huge difference here. Looking for a pick on the Ana, forces out the grenade, and they might be able, and yes, there it goes, the support line with the big pulse bomb right now. NYXL Academy just playing into them, not letting them set up. They already got such an early cap that I think at this point you are not going to let them even take a single inch of your map. Have Bob on deck here, ready for this fight. Just probably going to be a big factor.
This is crazy. No, this is crazy. They're at the spawn door. NYXL Academy is at the spawn door of Timeless Ethereal. They're holding so close, but with how this Joker Queen composition works, it works so perfectly.
Right, like if you're playing Joker Queen, you just want to play in front of them. You get so much healing, so much damage. Who cares if you get hit a couple times, right? When you have such good supports, the monkey's trying to go in, just trying to disrupt their position. But I believe Wisp is going to get a big dynamite here.
Huge pulse bomb coming out there as Ray finds pick onto Wicca, and 5 ults now for Timeless. They're going to use that first one, but the trade comes right back in. It's 4v4. The Nano has to come in onto Sahil, who's going to get the pick onto Orion. This still might not be enough, but with just how close Timeless Ethereal are, it might not be enough. It just might be that one pick is enough to snowball with, and it certainly will be, but a really great time taken off the bank there by NYXL Academy.
Really clean fight on the side of NYXL. Let's see if they are able to set up here, though. Got pushed back a little. It was a good fight, forcing out a couple of resources. However, Timeless Ethereal still able to hold down. Well, just hold on to payload, right? You have your rally, you have your Winston ult, you have your EMP that is able to win fights just by itself, and the EMP does come out.
EMP comes out and is immediately Suzu'd by Orion. That was such a clutch use of the Suzu. Orion just perfect use. Now there's the Rampage from Kindred, barely able to stay alive, but getting so much anti. 3 kills for Kindred and hunting for more, making it clean and simple with 4 and staying alive, and they're gonna go right back to it.
Such a Kindred just running a train on the side of NYXL Academy, showing what they are one of the top tanks right now. And you know what's the worst part? K-Wing, they are already at 50% ult usage right now. They're gonna be able to get it in for the next one.
Oh, the early Kizune rush from Orion just pushing in, but the Nano onto the Brig, and the Winston Primal Rage just might be too much now. It might be too much for the members of NYXL Academy. They're just going to get overwhelmed. They just had too many ults, Timeless Ethereal, and eventually this part will start moving, but with so much time removed from the bank.
Right, and in NYXL Academy, although they might have fallen right now, they do have the Sound Bear, the Bob, and the Rampage coming up soon. So if you're Timeless Ethereal, you're in for a long game, and not because of time. I don't think it's gonna be easy at all. Like if you're gonna take the map, it's gonna be a hard fight. And right now, the Kitsune, the Kiriko just able to find a pick out of nowhere.
That is a huge pick because NYXL Academy, they had those ults on the way. But if Azure threw out that pulse bomb and got a double kill just like that,
so clean,
they'd be in a lot of trouble, and that they are now. Kindred getting hit with the anti-nade by Cal. Azure is very, very low, but able to get the heals. There's the Rampage, gonna catch 3, and there's no cleanse. There's no Suzu when you don't have a Kiriko, but it might not matter for Timeless Ethereal. 2 picks coming in, Kindred gonna get taken down, and all of those ults that were coming up for NYXL Academy, they are only just stall tools. Breath of Fish is gonna go low. Sahil so incredibly low, but Wisp falls and cannot deal the final blow. Sahil will go down though. This could be the turnaround. Orion and Bun taking out these incredibly huge picks. Wizard having to fight on the point. They think it's still winnable, but they're gonna have to back up. They somehow keep it alive. NYXL Academy going into last fight.
And like NYXL Academy got so many good picks, and the Joker Queen just finding Ana. That's a big stagger. Timeless Ethereal will not be able to have the Nano on deck when they need it most. If you don't have your Monkey Nano, how do you win this fight easily? You have to wait for your Ana. You have to like make a lot of time. And against the barrier, I think this fight is going to be a really long one, but it's going to be on the favor of Timeless Ethereal with 3 ultimates already. Are we going to see a big EMP here? I think that's going to be the deciding factor.
You need a big beat from Wicca. Wicca's beat comes out. Wicca's beat only gets 2. I think the bubble from the Winston stopped Wicca's beat from spreading to the rest of NYXL Academy. That's huge! Sahil picks up 2, and it might just be all over. The beat from Wicca just cannot find anything.
C9?
The Rampage from Kindred takes out Wizard. It might just be enough. Sahil is done with that Primal Rage. They're gonna get taken out somehow, some way. NYXL Academy keeps it alive, and they are able to take their second map and go to match point.
Already on match point. I'm just gonna say it already. Wicca and Bun just making all of the difference on that last point, getting picks out of nowhere. And like at some point, it felt like they were going to win already. It felt like Tyrants Ethereal was just gonna be able to cap with the monkey and the pressure that they were able to generate. But Weekon Bun just outputting so much damage. It's impossible to stay alive against people that just keep you pressured all day long. Such a good game from the side of NYXL Academy, and if you're them, you're excited. One more game and you'll be able to take this one.
Absolutely, one more game, and you are headed to the grand finals. That's so incredible. It's so amazing here for NYXL Academy when you're talking about just how close that was, and how much personally I thought that it was all over when Wicca's beat came out, and it came out right into the Winston bubble, only catching the Junker Queen and Wicca herself. I thought that was the final song there for NYXL Academy, but they somehow found a way, and it was through, like you said, Bun and Wicca just pulling out all the stops when it came to uh just clutch hero plays. And speaking of clutch hero plays, you cannot talk about why that map was so close without talking about Sahil. I mean, look at that 9.5k damage done per 10, 24 eliminations done per 10, and 5.1 deaths, getting more damage done per 10, more eliminations done per 10 by a huge margin, by 50% more than Kindred, and less deaths. Doing it with less deaths is incredible. Just incredible when you're talking about why that map was so close. Sawhill was popping. There's no other word for it. They were popping.
Hell, just enabling their whole team to go in, making so much space, so many plays that happened. Like the reason that they got stopped was because there's a Winston in your team, four people just getting blasted by this taser cannon, right? Like there are so many things happening, but Kindred, we might see a lot of difference in stats, both in damage and in eliminations, but you saw the level of play that Kindred is able to put out. Like getting four people almost by themselves, that is just crazy. So both of these tanks, different statistics, do not mean like they might have more damage, for example, on the side of Sahel. But how do you compare these two players when they are able to have such good moments out of nowhere, right? Like you have your Winston that is just going in. You saw at the end just killing Wisps, for example, out of the top of that jail, just enabling their whole team. But in the end, NYXL is able to get the best of Timeless Ethereal for this map too. And we have to remember, in case that NYXL does win this one, that would mean that Timeless Ethereal would be eliminated from the bracket. So we might have to see a couple of changes going on from the side of these teams. Timeless Ethereal seems to be switching out comps accordingly to the map, for example, but NYXL Academy just confident that they're going to win on this Junker Queen comp. And the amount of confidence that exudes, that is just crazy to me. Such good players.
It really does. And speaking of good players, we've also got an update from our A stream where the Dart Monkeys and the Rift Guardians are even up. The Dart Monkeys taking King's Row. Now the Rift Guardians on the attack on Havana just got through to point B and have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to push through. And they're on the attack here. It's looking good for them, but pretty even so far. And you have to say the same thing for us now. You have to say that NYXL Academy and Timeless Ethereal have been so incredibly close and have had so many moments of what could have been the end of it. And now we move to Timeless Ethereal's last map pick of the match. No matter what, Timeless Ethereal will not play on their own map pick again. They have
Right.
picked Shambali Monastery. That has to be. It has to be where they turn this around. Because if they cannot, if they are unable to stop NYXL Academy, if they're unable to stop Kindred, Bun, Wisp, Orion, and Wicca, then it is all over for them, and they will fall out of this bracket and out of this tournament. And even if they win here, they will have to take NYXL Academy to their next 2 map picks.
And this is going to be a really good map for the side of Timeless Ethereal. Like, as we know, for example, on the second point of Shambali, a lot of enclosed spaces, and you're gonna be able to get a lot of access, for example, on the side of NYXL. However, Timeless Ethereal, if they pick the map, they know what they're doing. Like, these are such good players. And honestly, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if they're gonna be able to like do it because NYXL looking like they're doing such a great job, right? But again, we have to remember games like Lijiang Tower, right? It was really close on the side of Hollywood, the same. And let's see the preliminary comps. Hopefully they'll stay to this ones because they are looking so good. We see the Doomfist on the side of Timeless with the Echo, with the Tracer, just making it impossible to stay alive. If you're in the backline and you get caught by one of these, over. And it seems that it's going to be really good against such a backline heavy comp on the side of NYXL. You have your Zenyatta, which is able to just punish your tank for almost existing. Oh, with maybe technical moment right there.
That's fine. Look out for enemies trying to flank you from behind or above. Just make sure that you know that as we get into this. It looks like we are having a bit of technical issues, so we're going to take a second now, but really, this you cannot overstate how important this has to be to Timeless Ethereal. And now you have to think that for Timeless Ethereal they have to pull out something different, and the Doomfist seems like what it is going to end up being. And NYXL Academy going to, of course, give us this little joke funny of the Lifeweaver. I don't think they're going to keep that going, as Lifeweaver, as you said, has been a touch underpowered in comp recently. And Orion, yep, going to switch on to that Zenyatta. The Echo is going to be interesting. It has to play around the Widowmaker of Wisp, and I'm not sure if they can really keep up with Wisp.
Right, and one of the things I really like the the aggressiveness that we're going to be seeing on the side of Timeless Ethereal. Such an aggressive comp right now, and the game does start already. It looks like we're going to be locked into these comps. The Baptiste does come out on NYXL Academy with the Lucio, making it a bit of a more brawly comp. Looks like they were just trying to get an early shot with the Widow. So Timeless Ethereal looking to get really aggressive here, really aggro, and the Doomfist already jumping onto the payload, just probably gonna play without any stops right now. NYXL Academy, however, probably just looking for a more slow-paced game. Oh, however, the wall off on the Doomfist doesn't get anything, but it does get a lot of payload space right now. Ramatra being able to set up at the front with that really potent shield. Damage coming
agreed. This Ramatra there is getting so much space, and the headshot from Bun. Azure just peeked that shoulder grapefruit around the corner at just the wrong time, and Bun is there the entire time. And we're gonna have a quick pause as again, I guess, some sort of technical difficulties as we wait to really get into this tournament proper, or into this map proper. But again, just NYXL Academy coming out very strong, taking a lot of space.
Right, and one of the things right now with NYXL is just like you would think that Timeless Ethereal would be the ones just running at them, but when you have a Mei that is walling you off, when you have Ramatra coming at you with those big punches that do not even slow him down, when you have the Bap, the Lucio, the speed, you have everything in your power to just run at Diana, for example, just run a train on the whole team. Like, this level of aggressiveness is what is going to define maps such as Shambali. You cannot let anyone set up on those high grounds, for example, and NYXL, with the amount of aggression that they had, the speed, the Maywalls, they were just able to take off and go at a really good pace. Timeless Ethereal right now in a little bit of a tight spot. However, when we come back from the pause, I believe that there can be a pretty good chance they come back from this. I mean, they have the speed from the Echo, you have Tracer, you have your Doomfist. There's so many things going on here, so we just kind of have to wait here. no, hopefully for not too long.
Agreed. And at this point, that first point, losing that first fight is not very good for Timeless Ethereal, regardless of if it was technical issues or not. If we restart the map, then we might have a different take on this. But that first fight, especially on Shambali, especially on such a defender-sided map, really should be as easy of a victory as it should get for Timeless Ethereal. And if they're struggling here, it might not be great for this composition, as this payload is already pushing toward the end of the first point, and you rarely ever see people push past the first point in competitive.
Right. But I mean, that's the whole difference, right? And then we have Delucio, a little bit of a, a little cocky dance on top of the payload. You're up 2 games, just having a little bit of fun. However, the Doomfist is gonna cut that short, just going and jumping in. But it looks like it's
any
going
point
to be
touchers in the chat? Anyone
touchers?
Anyone like touching the points in the chat? I was very unfortunate there, as you kind of had a bit of a catch-22 for Timeless. You either jumped in and were pretty much without cover, or you let the point go, and they were kind of, like I said, darned if you do, darned if you don't. And it's very unfortunate now, because they are getting fairly even in terms of the trades, and they are going to take out and win the fight, but the point will inevitably be going to NYXL Academy, decided before the fight properly began.
Cal, did you see the amount of damage they were able to put out? With that damage, Timeless Ethereal is going to be able to have the Nano right now. And if you have a Nano Doomfist, or like just for survivability, it's going to make it so much harder for you. Right now, the Echo is trying to play so, and the Doomfist going in on the Baptiste, making them waste a lot of their cooldowns, and the Meteor comes in, and it's kind of over on this fight for Timeless Ethereal.
It might be, as already NYXL Academy is just pushing in so incredibly deep. Azure copying the Ramatra, not going to be getting much else. Just going to get taken out and burst down. Really not looking good now for Timeless Ethereal as this cart rounds the corner.
Right, and I believe that the Doomfist is just not going to be able to go in on much here, right? They have a coach gun. You have May with such a lot of health right now. The cryo, you have the beat, the immortality field. It makes it so much more harder for a tank such as Sahil just to like get something going, and the Ramatra already running at their team.
Yeah, and you just can't find a safe place to sit and regenerate, as you're just going to get run down by this Ramatra, and it's immediately over, and now they just have to switch, but 2 points have gone by already.
Right, and Timeless Ethereal already down 2 points, as you say, with such a big time bank here. 4.5 minutes, that is a lot of time to chew through. So Timeless Ethereal looks like they're going to mirror the comp. It's a more defensive comp, and I really like that they're going to be able to take off angles, just play a little slower, and that's where we're starting to see the effect of the comp changes. Although the Bob coming in this is winnable, Wisp says.
Yeah, Wisp says it's winnable, and it might just be, especially with the Ryan taking out Sahil and the Bob finding a pick of its own. But eventually Wizard is going to round the corner and finish off Wisp, but it will be small potatoes, as NYXL Academy is going to keep rolling through, looking to finish out this map with a monstrous time bank.
Right, that is going to be such an advantage for them, but Timeless Ethereal, we cannot count them out. They have the Annihilation coming in, and they have such good field usage on the side of NYXL Academy, so a lot of things coming up for both of these teams. We're going to be seeing the coolest already being burnt, and the beat comes out already.
And Fred the Fish goes down early. There's the Annihilation coming up from NYXL. They just have so many ults. Biscuit. There's just nothing that Timeless Ethereal can do on a map that we rarely see people push past the first point. NYXL Academy have not only finished with time, not only finished with more than a minute on the clock, they have finished with a monstrous time bank of 3 minutes and 24 seconds. That's unheard of. I have never seen something like that in the entire time that I have seen Shambali Monastery played as a map. It has been so defender short-sighted that I've rarely seen teams push past point A, much less finish the map with 3.5 minutes. Unheard of and unbelievable from NYXL Academy.
It's so crazy seeing a team run through a map that is not only hard to play, and I believe I play sometimes in like community tournaments. If this map comes up, I'm shaking. It's such a hard map to play. There are so many places to go, and NYXL makes it look easy. Like they are making us look bad for not being able to go past. And right now, Timeless Ethereal, I believe that they're going to make a lot of changes if they don't want to get eliminated from the bracket. Although right now things are looking grim for them. 3.5 minutes, like as you said, such a big time bank. However, they are here for a reason. They are matched against each other for a reason. And we're going to be seeing the Bastion Mei combo. Already a bit of a really defensive comp, and walls already coming off.
We're seeing a very close hold coming in from NYXL Academy, which makes sense on this Ramatra comp. You want to get into the brawl. Fred the Fish on this Bastion looking to pump out the damage, but it's a lot different here. This is not Star Watch, my friend. Kindred's on the Ramatra and is looking for your head. Going to get that first fight clean.
I mean, we did see the hold up close comp on the side of NYXL Academy in Hollywood, if you remember. Like, they're just an aggressive team that does not even want to let you touch the payload. They have 3 minutes and a half on the clock, and you have not even a single meter. Such a dominant team. And we see the BAP getting a lot of good angles here, just keeping their team up, although it looks like a lot of cooldowns are going to have to be burned. Right now, the Immortality field is out, and I believe this is going to be a good fight for the side of Timeless Ethereal.
Azure taking out Bun and Kindred soon following after. That was such a quick fight. Fred the Fish gonna go down on this Bastion, but it will not matter as eventually that Bastion transform really helped out Timeless Ethereal draw out a lot of resources from NYXL.
And if I may call your attention towards the Mei ult on the side of Timeless Ethereal, I believe that ult is going to be able to maybe capture this first point and just, you know, try and set a tone. Like, hey, you know, you got a big time back, but we're going to capture it too. Although NYXL Academy is going to be able to stop them with the window that is going to come out on the side of Timeless Ethereal, though.
That it is, and they just have to disengage NYXL Academy, and smart play there.
Oh.
There's the Earth Shatter from Sahil. Not much to protect anyone else. Fred the Fish going to go down early. That's not great, but the charge from Bun off of that Blizzard will help them. Won't be enough. NYXL Academy cleaning up and showing us just how scary this map is for the offense.
Tune the hammer down and dropping the beat. I think the beat just won on this time, right? Such a, like, how do you shoot through like almost a 700 HP hero? Like when all of their teammates just turn into tanks, it's so hard to shoot through it, right? However, Timeless Ethereal are going to have a beat of their own in order to try and fight off the Annihilation and the Blizzard combo that is going to be coming up. Just a little bit of a slower play right now. We see the switch to the Hanzo, which I really like. If they are able to get just a single pick, I think it's going to switch it. And Wisp's already catching the Lizard Wizard out in the open.
Oh, Wisp is coming to play, and they've found 2 picks already. They're making it 3. They're making it 4. Quick team kill for Wisp and the members of NYXL Academy. The time is ticking low. For Timeless Ethereal, it seems that Eternal Hourglass might be running short.
God, and Wisps, he is just shooting at them. Like, the second he shoots and they're already dead. And the Ramatra on the side of Timeless Ethereal looking low already. We have the Annihilation and the Blizzard, which weren't used, and the Blizzard does come out already.
Blizzard coming out is huge there. The picks coming in. It's Kindred. It's Wisp picking up 2, picking up 3. Wisp is dominant all the way. Now last fight territory for Timeless. If they want to keep their tournament hopes alive, they've got to do it right here and right now.
He's just making this map look so easy. Although, the only ultimate right now is Annihilation. Although, the bomb comes out already on the side of Wisps. He might die here. Yes,
Wisp
of
goes
course,
down.
Astray just running a train.
The Annihilation coming out from Sahil. Sahil's going to go down. Lizard Wizard uses the beat, but it is not enough to protect Sahil. Sahil's gonna go down. The pick will come in onto the members of NYXL Academy. The beat and the annihilation. NYXL Academy, they think they can seal the deal here, and it looks like they might just be able to. Kindred takes out Fred the Fish, and it's all over. NYXL Academy, New York are heading off to the finals, and it looks like for Timeless Ethereal, that hourglass has shattered and their time has run out here.
They are out of time right now, and they're going to be eliminated off of the bracket. Such a dominant team from NYXL Academy, right? And when watching Lijiang Tower, you're expecting it to be like a 3-2, right? But NYXL Academy just playing what they know how to play, right? The Ramacha, the Junker Queen. How do you go against heroes that are just running a train at you? Like, how do you set up when you have like an Omnic with 700 HP just punching you down, right? Such a good play, such a good way of playing the game. Just playing at their own pace, never letting them choose where they want to go, what they want to play. It's really good, really good. So right now we saw a really good victory from the side of NYXL. Players like Wisp, for example, making such a big change on the battlefield. I think we can agree. Wisp just making a whole world of difference on the defense. They clean.
Yeah, just an incredible performance from all these teams, and Wisp especially. Just multiple fights in a row. Wisp just picking up elimination, final blow after final blow. You cannot stress how important Wisp was to this team. NYXL Academy, though, rolling through 3-0 in probably one of the closest 3-0s that I have seen in a while now. And at this point, you have to think, when you're talking about going into the finals against the winner between Rift Guardians and Dart Monkeys, that match currently happening on the A stream right now, you have to wonder whether or not these players are gonna be able to face that threat. They've done so well, and any challenge that's been put in front of them, they have excelled at. But they are going to be facing an incredible challenge. No matter what that is, they're going to be facing a really tough challenge in whatever team also goes into the finals.
You know, you mentioned it, and you're completely right. They're gonna be facing one of the best teams in the bracket, of course. Like, you're already a runner-up for being the grand winner of this whole thing, right? However, if you see the results of this match, I believe that as NYXL, you have all of the tools to make whatever you want out of the final game. So NYXL, although they're going to be facing a really big threat, I don't think it's anything that they cannot take. They showed us they're able to play aggressive. They showed us that they're able to play defensive. They showed us that they're just a really coordinated team that has everything. They have all of the tools to just win it all if they are able to do it. It was a really good game. I believe some of these players are just putting such numbers on the board. Kindred, such a dominant tank, right? On the Ramatra, on the Junker Queen, whatever you have them on, they're just able to run a train at the team. Like, such talented players that keep going on and on. For example, in Hollywood, we saw that 4K on the side of Kindred. We saw Sahil just able to just run at the whole team, you know? And right now, we're going to see the stats right now. 39 eliminations per 10 minutes on the side of Kindred.
Wow. That is almost unbelievable. Like, Kindred pulling out 39 eliminations per 10 just shows you how dominant that map was. 39. Wow, I am speechless on that statistic. 39 eliminations per 10. That is one way of showing just how scary NYXL Academy can be if you make even the smallest amount of a slip up. As you know, we didn't see Timeless Ethereal. They made some changes, but eventually they did end up going to a style of composition they were a bit more comfortable on, and even still, 39 eliminations. And I think that those eliminations are going to be fairly consistent throughout. I mean, look at that. 9.7k damage done per 10, 36 eliminations done per 10, 20 final blows per 10. And that's incredible. There's no other word for that than incredible for the entirety of this team. I mean, yeah, there's no other word for it than incredible and dominant on that third map.
Everyone on their team just putting out numbers that, I mean, they are not less than expected from players at this high level, but it's still impressive. Like Kindred, she's just showing why her team is just tremendous to be dealing with. Wisps on the Ash just making such good work. Orion and Wicca, although they are unsupported, sometimes they look like DPSs, right? Just changing the outcome of the match in such a way that it makes you scared of NYXL, I believe. Even if you're like winning on the other side, you know that you have a hard match ahead of you in grand finals. However, with that, we're going to see Timeless Ethereal going down. That is not to say that their players are not extremely talented. They brought us a really good match, really close. Shambali obviously was the difference with NYXL just closing things out immediately. Like you capture all the points, you have 340, 346 on your time bank, and then you don't even let them cap the first point. Crazy game. I really like the results that they were able to put out. Players that are just able to play their own game. However, I believe that NYXL in this occasion was just able to get the best out of Timeless Ethereal. Really good game on the side of NYXL Academy.
Completely agree. But that is it for us. We have again the the last map potentially of that other semifinal game happening on the mainstream right now, and after that the finals coming in between NYXL Academy and whoever wins that match on the mainstream, coming up soon on that mainstream. And really just incredible. But that's it for us here. That's all. We have a lot of people to thank here. Just before we head out, we want to thank the producers, our producer Little Joe, the OBS director Zusor, with Knock on Wood, Mark and Dizzy, as well as Missy on the observation team. Those incredible shots that we saw. Thank you to Loadscreen. Thank you to Calling All Heroes. And if you're interested in joining into the action, you have Bad Patch Amare League. You have the entirety of Calling All Heroes to join, with a lot more programming on the way, doing some incredible things. Very, very exciting. And actually, this is not it for us. We have got a special surprise here. We have got Wisp in for an interview.
Hi.
I guess we're gonna jump right into it. Welcome on to the stream, Wisp. We are currently live, and thank you for agreeing to do an interview with us. And congratulations on moving on to the finals.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right, before we talk about anything else on Shambali, such impressive Ash play. You know, I used to play Ash myself, and when I see players like you just putting out numbers there, it's such impressive play. Genuinely, really good job. How did you feel during the match? Like, you know, imagine for example, Lee Jong was a really close game. How were you feeling during this whole match going to, like, you know,
Lee,
grand finals? The stakes were high.
yeah, Lee Zhong was definitely pretty anxious. Not even like as much the match, but we were just like really like into it and like a lot of hectic comms. And Lee Zhong was definitely a stressful map, very close.
Right.
Yeah,
It was such a good match to watch. Actually, I believe that it was extremely close, and the players on your team just putting out numbers. Congratulations. The stakes. Were you feeling nervous? You know, knowing that this one's like the match going into grand finals.
I'm pretty confident on like how we're playing and like the meta right now, and like I like Ash a lot, so like I was ready to give it my all. I wasn't too nervous.
Yeah, and I think now going into the grand finals, we've been giving some updates on the other semifinals game, which is currently in its map 4. Rift Guardians up 2-1 over Dart Monkeys going into that push map. Is there either team that you think you might have a better chance at, or any team that you're itching to have a bit of a tussle with, if it will?
I like a lot of the players on both teams. I think either match would be really fun, and I definitely think we can beat other team. Either team. I'd like to go against Rift again because we could have showed up a lot better in the Swiss stage against Rift. I think we could have done better against them, so it'd be nice to have a little rematch. But Dart Monkeys is always a fun time as well. We warmed them up before our match today as well, so it would be really cool to see them in grand finals. That'd be fun.
Oh,
Yeah, you
and
might
correct me
have
if
a
I'm
chance to see either
mistaken.
of them.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
sorry. Uh, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe that your team, NYXL, did play against Times Ethereal before, right? Maybe I remember it being a 3-0 on their side, or maybe I'm just imagining
In
things wrong.
yeah, if it was 3 maps, yeah, we played them in Swiss too.
All right. And what do you think was the difference, between winning this time, like in 3-0? Like it was a reverse 3-0, if you want to call it that, I guess.
I'll be honest, like obviously last call we lost them in grand finals. I definitely think we've improved a lot, and that's like played a huge part. Like I think we're just a lot stronger. We've had roster changes. Also, like they've had roster changes also like right before playing. So like they're also adapting to that and had less time than us. So it's hard. Like our Flexport Orion previously played for their team. So I'm sure that's like it's different. I definitely think that they're not an opponent to like underestimate. I look forward to playing them in the future. I'm friends with a lot of them. They're really cool people. They're really good. But it was definitely nice playing against them and doing better than we did last time. I'm proud of our team for that.
That's awesome. And to wrap it up, do you have anyone or any group of people that you would like to shout out or thank going uh just on stream? Shout out or thank friend, parent, neighbor, dog, anyone you want to shout out? The floor is yours.
My cat's my cheerleader.
Sometimes you need one.
What was your cat there playing with you? Was your cat the one controlling the mouse? What happened there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The cat's the real brains in this entire operation. But thank you again so much for coming in and talking to us. Good luck going into the grand finals. Hope to see you on the winner's podium, so to say, after this is all said and done. We'll let you get going to the rest of your team to prepare for your eventual fight against whoever wins that other semifinal game. Thank you for coming on the stream and talking with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Look, see ya, and well, do your best.
Thank you.
All right, and
All
that
right.
was Wisp from NYXL Academy, and that's going to be it for us here. But for real this time, thank you again to BPL for putting this on, for Loadscreen for hosting the tournament, and for Calling All Heroes for being such an amazing organization and putting on some really incredible programming. I hope to uh I hope to see you all around. If you want to find me personally, I'm on Twitter at KWingCast. Biscuit, if people want to find you around anywhere, where would they look for you?
Sadly, I don't have yet a Twitter account that I can link to myself, but in the future, Biscuit Overwatch. I think that's gonna be my account in the future. Thank you. Before you send us off, thank you so much for casting with me, K-Wing. It was really fun, and thank you to all of the players. They made my first time casting in such a big stage right now a really fun one. So thank you everyone so much.
It was incredible. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you around for more Overwatch action on Bad Patch Amari League. We'll see you all around. Goodbye.
That easily.